Following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a Primal Lifestyle. With your hosts, Nico and Ellen Haan. Now, Nico and Ellen Haan.
Good morning, I'm Nico Haan, and welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced and natural wild world.
To recover our natural health and regain our rights and freedoms. Good morning, I'm Ellen Haan.
It's a beautiful day in downtown St. Petersburg, 73 degrees, going up to 86 with a low of 72. And yeah, it's in May now. We're starting to get warmer.
Yeah.
Still nice, though.
It's still nice.
Yeah,
it's nice no matter what.
That's right. I'd like to remind you, folks, of our Primal Edge, our one-shot wonder here, over 310 organic cell-ready ingredients. It's under services here, so just click that and you'll find the Primal Edge. $89 brings it to your door every month, and this is to keep you healthy, has all the vitamins and minerals you need. And the other thing is my Health Signals newsletter, which I don't have up here, but it follows the show, so all the things that we talk about, all the things we look at on the web are in there, so you can do your own research.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Number here is 877-927-6648. We're just back from Durango.
Colorado,
yeah. Boy, what a trip this was. I'll tell you, a lot of anxiety, and we're going to talk about a little bit about moving anxiety and things like that, because that's what we're going through. We sold the house. When was that, dear?
Yeah, we closed on the house April 30th.
Yeah.
Actually, this goes back about 2 years when we started talking about, eventually scaling back on the work and maybe going out west.
And we've been traveling out west for the last 5 years or so, and we really loved Colorado, especially the Southwest. And I remember when I was living in Los Angeles, I always went up to the high deserts, and that was one of the things I really liked, the high deserts. And that's where we're at. Durango's at 6,400 feet.
Mountains, gorgeous, still snow-covered at this point.
So we went out there, we had closed on the house. We're in the house for three more weeks from the closing. So we're going to be leaving the house the 27th of May. So we went out to Durango to really look for a place.
Unknown to us, there's a war going on in Durango in terms of buying a house.
It's just the same thing as going on here in Florida.
I think even a little worse.
Yeah, it might be worse.
Because the first house that as we're driving down the highway and we're making an offer on a house, they had 10 offers on that house.
Yeah, and it ended up that we didn't get the house, and that we were probably second in place, but they didn't give us any feedback, and it was disappointing. We got there and we met our new agent, Lars.
Lars Hansen.
Yeah, great guy.
Real estate agent.
Danish guy. And he took us around to find different houses, and when we saw a bunch of them. Trouble is, some of them that we liked were way out in the boonies, which I liked, which you didn't like as much.
Well, but the problem was no internet.
No internet. We couldn't even get cell phone service out there.
Right.
I'm sure there's ways to do that out there, but it's very difficult, and it might not be very conductive to us doing a show out there, and that was really important for us.
And I'm working remotely, so
yes.
So we need that connection, and we need it to be reliable.
Yeah. So we looked at a few more houses, and finally, this was like Tuesday, we were starting looking. Wednesday, we looked. We found one way up on a mountaintop that was just gorgeous place, except it was a manufactured home. Remember that one on HD Drive?
Yeah.
And the views were just spectacular. It was a lot of
huge
land.
Huge pasture land, 40 acres of land.
Yeah, they had haymaking and stuff like that, which was, to trade off with the neighbors so they would plow your driveway and stuff like that. We didn't go for that one. We went to Pagosa Springs because everything in Durango was pretty much sold, and they were bidding way over
bidding wars on everything,
So we were going out to
Springs about 40 minutes away from Durango.
40 to an hour and a half, depending where you are.
Yeah, in the east. And a lot of it is without cell service and without internet,
which we found
it's
out.
very rural.
But we went through a couple of communities like Forest Lakes and that, and we found a couple of places that were okay. And finally we found a house. It was like on Wednesday, so we were leaving on Friday. We said Wednesday, we're getting down to brass tacks here.
We need a house.
We need a house, and we saw a house, and it was gorgeous, but it was small.
It was 6 feet too small.
It really was, because one of my machines, I have to go in there, too.
Right.
So the bedrooms, there were actually 3 bedrooms that had the bathrooms included.
Quote unquote 3 master bedrooms.
Right.
They were the smallest master bedrooms I ever saw.
Yeah. So we actually put a bid on that, and we discovered that somebody else was bidding against us. So the next, we were waiting all day Wednesday to get an answer.
Yeah, never heard anything.
Never heard anything. So Thursday morning, we walked into our realtor, Lars's place, and said, well, are we hearing anything? Let's push these people. And he says, well, actually, something came up this morning just a couple of hours ago. I think you might like it. It's in Durango West. So boom, out we go to Durango West.
Yeah, we came on the market at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
We saw it at 11:15.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else saw it.
No, nobody else saw it, for sure.
So.
And it was really in this nice neighborhood. We actually saw another house that was for sale by owner on our way there. And I stopped and looked around, and it was definitely a large place.
It
needed
love.
work. But the neighbor came across the street and said, hey, how you doing? If you want to go inside, just call the owner. I have a key. Get his permission. I said, thank you very much, but we're going to go see this house down the road, which
if we want to see that, we'll come back.
Yeah, on Michael Way.
Yeah.
Which was real interesting because
111 Michael Way.
Yeah, and Michael was the guy who introduced Ellen and I, so there was a little magic moment there.
Yeah, and 3 is our lucky number.
3 is our lucky number, so
we had
111.
Roman numeral 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
anyway,
turns
the
out
house.
it turned out our financial guy actually had written the mortgage on that house when it was bought the last time. So and then our insurance agent with whom we connected, he used to live on Michael Way. So it's like
everything kind of connected.
Connections.
So we walked up to the house, and right away it was like a fairyland almost.
Well, it has slate on the front. It's xeriscape, so that's nice.
Yeah.
There's no maintenance in the yard. And it has slate, very large, slightly irregularly sized, slate planks to walk to the front of the house, which was kind of magical.
There were rocking chairs out there.
Yeah,
and there were neighbors sitting on front porches. In fact, we knocked on the door, no answer, because the people had left. And the neighbor across the street, who may have been one of the people who owned the house, was there. Hey, how you doing? Just go right in. We're friendly here. So that was really nice.
It was.
So we walked in.
We're standing on the front porch.
Yes.
And it has this beautiful wood in the
trusses.
The cover for the porch. And you looked at it, and I looked at you, and you looked at me, and we said, "This is gorgeous." It was like we recognized the house when we.
Yeah.
And it was really fascinating process. We have always said, when you find the right place, you walk in, you know it.
That's right. Yeah, and we'll show you some pictures, of course, after the break. But this was definitely the home. Once we got inside it, and I looked around, and I goes, oh, yeah, this is the place that was immaculate. It was large. It had everything we wanted in it. We'll show you some pictures when we get back. So stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, Without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back to the show. This is our Health Signals newsletter. Of course, everything that we talk about on the show will be in this. And, of course, our Primal Edge is here. So pick those things up, and let's move on to showing some pictures of the house. This is the front of the house as we walked in, kind of.
You can see the slate in the foreground there.
Yeah.
Just
In the front door. This is the wood
that was
we were
the
talking
wood,
about.
yeah.
That's nice. They have little chairs, sitting areas.
Rocking chairs in the
Yeah.
The streets are it's a subdivision built in about 2004. So we had there's no sidewalks, but there's nice kind of winding roads and
Yeah, you're not allowed to park on the street, so
Yeah.
that's nice. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just a beautiful neighborhood. I think there's, how many people did we say
about
live there?
350 homes in the the
Right.
subdivision.
Yeah. It's
And
about
there's no homeowners association.
Yeah, that was a big thing too, because we found a lot of that out there. And
Yeah, there's
you're working
some.
in the industry, knowing that you're going into business with other people, which we didn't want to do.
Right.
So this is the outside again, and this is some of the inside.
Yeah,
it has a
with a nice
fireplace,
fireplace
which
with
we
the
wanted.
stones. Yeah. look
Kitchen
at-
kind of reminds us a little bit of our kitchen with the nice wood cupboards. It's a little bit larger, I think.
A nice gas stove. and
Gas stove. I
everything
love gas.
We've been trying to get natural gas, for years in
Yeah.
our neighborhood. Haven't succeeded. So this is
Nice
kind
bar area.
Yeah, sitting area.
And the bedrooms are nice. It doesn't have the pictures here of that, but it's just a special little place. and this
There's
is-
3 bathrooms in the house.
Yeah.
So it just it felt right when we walked into it.
It did, right away. And I
Yeah.
inspected the house pretty thoroughly. We had to have one inspection. We waived most of the inspections, but there's one inspection called a radon inspection, which
Yeah.
is mandatory.
Which they do in Florida too.
Yeah, and we were at 2.4, which is about average, but they say you'd like to get it down below 2, so we may end up doing some kind of treatment on the house, but we'll figure that out. We're not going to be able to move in until June 15th, and we are actually closing on the house on the 1st. So we have to drive back to Durango to be there on the 1st.
Right. We'll
And
do our
then-
closing.
and then we'll do our closing.
Go visit our friends and family.
Yeah, and then we were on vacation for a couple of weeks, so that's kind of a forced vacation, and we kind of speculated that might happen. But this is probably the best of all worlds
Of the
for us,
scenarios,
because
yeah.
it really was a lot of stress, and that's what really what I want to talk about, is
Yeah.
that we're going to a place that we know we want to go to, but we don't have a house, and we have very limited time, and we have to be out of our house the 27th. So,
well, and this started about the second week in March, because we had thought we would put our house in the market, and that we would go find a house in Durango, and so on and so on, and we kind of were looking at next year.
yeah.
And then you thought, well, let's put it on the market April 1st.
Yeah, give it time, because usually it takes time, but we really didn't think about how hot the market was, even though people were telling us about it. Average time to sell a home normally is 6 to 8 months.
Well, not now, not in this
now.
market. No, houses are going in 2 days, 5 days, a week.
And that's what happened with ours, too. We put ours up.
Well, but then, all right, so we thought about it in the middle of March. Okay, we'll put it up April 1st.
Right.
And that's when the super stress and anxiety really kicked in, because we had to get the house staged, and then we had to restage it every time somebody wanted to come and look at it.
Yeah, and those are things you don't think of, and staging is really an important aspect. Our realtor, Maria Morrison, told us about you can get much more money, and people are going to look at the house completely differently, because your particular style, maybe 2 people out of 100 might like it, maybe 5 people out of 100. But if you stage it for everybody, then you get the 95 out of 100.
Then I didn't like it.
Well, I like the spaciousness of it.
Yeah, but the decor was not my thing, but
No.
but that's fine. So then every time we showed the house, and the house showed about 8 or 9 times in a week.
Yeah,
and then
because we priced it pretty high. We priced it higher than we thought it was worth. In fact,
one thing was important to us, things to think about if you're selling your house, and that was the neighbors. We have wonderful neighbors.
Right.
And I didn't really want to sell the house to an investment company that was going to put a string
we had plenty of that inquiries,
of renters in there. And you were just completely bombarded with calls from investment companies.
Everybody around the world was calling us for that.
To,
and of course, we were on Zillow and realty apps and things like that.
Realty.com, Realtor.com. The stress level was just growing and growing and growing. And we had to leave the house every time they showed it.
That was another thing. Good excuse to go out to dinner.
Home, and it just was day after day after day after day of stress.
And we were living in partially the house, too.
Denuded.
And then, of course, we were boxing stuff up, putting things into the garage.
Yeah, now we have a half a garage. I can't get my car in the garage. It was just one thing.
Then I got my shed, which is full of stuff. And then I got my machines at work, and how are we going to move those? And I've got 3 of them. I can only take one. So then I decided to give 2 of the machines to my best customers that have been with me for, 18 years or more. And that worked out really well. We're going to take care of that for them, and we're teaching them how to use the machine and things, so that's exciting for them. The other thing was, of course, that people in your house, people trampling all over the place, it's not the same house anymore, so we're living in that. And it's still our house, so it's nice.
Yeah, it's comfortable. Sleep well.
Yeah. Anyway, we got an offer. When was that offer? A week ago, Monday?
No,
2 weeks ago.
What the offer was, we put the house on the market actually on the 2nd, which was, I don't know what day of the week.
Yeah,
that Saturday, we got the offer. We negotiated a bit back and forth, and then that was it. So the house was on the market for ultimately a week.
A week, yeah.
Yeah, and then we closed on, so that was the second week or so of April.
And they wanted to move in by the end of this month, they said.
Yeah, their lease is up on where they are.
Yeah, so they wanted to move in, and then ultimately they wanted to move in the 27th, and they told her earlier, and we had already put everything in place, so we told them 27th is the last day we're there. And then, of course, we had to go to Durango, so then we planned...
Then we have no house.
Then we have no house, no place to move, so the anxiety... And we always kind of rolled with things. We always do our affirmations, say, things are going to come up, and the whole talk was we're going to find our dream house and everything like that. So that's, we drove to Durango. It took us 3 days to get there.
Yeah.
We had
we looked at houses on Wednesday and Thursday. We made the offer on the one house. Well, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then we made the offer on the one house on Wednesday.
That we didn't really want.
And we kept thinking, the more we thought about it, and there was a homeowners association for that one.
Although it was not, he said it was real active, but it didn't seem to be real active. It was more for trash.
Either way, it was there, and we started having second thoughts.
Yeah.
But we were also sitting there thinking, well, we're leaving on Friday, and we need a house, so we'll make it work, because the house was very nicely done, and it was immaculate and clean.
It would have been a good house, but it would have been a good house for 2 or 3 years.
On a green belt.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We found our perfect house. So really what we want to talk about the next segment.
Just a second. I mean, the point was, the guy who owned that house was out of town. We couldn't reach him. Nobody could reach him. And so
that was a blessing in disguise.
That turned out, we kept thinking, why are we having all these speed bumps in our road? I know this is the right move, and I know that this is where we're meant to be. Mm-hmm. But normally I'm used to things just flowing along when you're going in the right direction, And then we realized that the guy being out of town saved us from the wrong house.
That's right. So when we get back, we're going to talk about stress and moving and how to manage that. So stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
You've heard Nico de Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back. We're dealing with this
Moving
stress. This comes from lifestorage.com. It says moving is a process filled with mixed emotions. On one hand, it's the start of an exciting new adventure. It's the first step towards a new location, an opportunity to explore and meet new people. On the other hand, moving comes with a lot of change. Moving stress is a natural result of all these emotions colliding. In order to get the most out of your move and get settled in a new place quickly, it can be helpful to understand what makes moving so stressful and what you can do to reduce that stress.
Yeah, well, it's easy to, if you start and just think about it for a minute. First is change. Big change. Now, even if you move across town or if you're moving out of state, wherever you're moving, the change is learning a new location and finding your resources and finding the natural food store and relocating your dentist and your haircut and
right.
And
a lot involved in it.
Not knowing very many people, if any, depending on where you move.
And also, I remember 26 years ago, we moved from South Florida up to where we are now.
Yeah, the Clearwater.
That way, we had a house, and then we bought a house, and we didn't sell the other house for a while, so it was a little bit smoother in that transition.
We didn't have to be there when people were
Right.
seeing and
yeah,
whatever.
so that was a lot better. But, either way, it was still a process. We had to drive 2 cars across the state together, and your cat, who didn't like moving in a car for sure, who later passed away, I think, because of the stress of the move. So stress affects everybody, not just us.
That's true.
The second thing, of course, is the money part. And this is probably the biggest pain of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was fortunate for us that we were in a really huge market here in Florida, and we sold our house for way more than we thought we would in the beginning.
Well, no, we sold it for what we wanted,
Well,
ultimately.
definitely, but in the beginning when we were thinking a much lower number, and then this year everybody was selling, and we had the opportunity to raise it up to a high level, and the bid we got was lower, but it was much more than we would have gotten if we would have done it originally 2 years ago. The other thing was in Durango, the process is pretty much the same. Everybody there is buying. Everybody from California and New York and maybe from Florida are there buying places. It's a small place, so there's not as many opportunities
Inventory was
there.
just a nightmare. It was, every day, every house that went on the market got sold.
Immediately, almost. Yeah. So you almost
Under contract.
You almost had to know somebody, and that's where Lars Hansen came in so big. Because for us, not only did he sell our house, he hooked us up with a financial planner. He hooked us up with the inspector. He knew
The
everybody in
insurance
town.
guy.
Yeah, and he was a man about town. And when you have somebody like that facilitating for you, then things do tend to smooth out.
And he knows the other realtors. And
Yeah,
so
so everything happened real fast. We had in fact, we got a small mortgage on it because we wanted to make sure that it was comfortable for us, and we were approved in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
In fact, the interest rate went down while we were there, so we got a 30-year for 2.74%.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Between
right
the
there.
time we arrived on Monday and the time we went in to see the Money Man on Wednesday, on Thursday,
Yeah.
the interest rate had dropped and he locked it. So,
so
it
that was really cool.
It was wonderful.
And then we got it approved on our Social Security loan, which was kind of cool too. So money, of course, is
but money is also an issue because getting a moving van to take a whole house full of things across the country
it's a big
is
expense.
a big expense.
Yeah.
And and plus transporting the second car is another expense.
Yeah.
And then we've done things, we bought some extra boxes and things like that.
Yeah, and of course we threw out a lot of stuff. We're giving away a lot of stuff, a lot of clothes, especially yours.
Yeah,
not so much mine.
for shelters,
Yeah.
we're donating clothes and then I've got some things I'm donating to the Restore for Habitat for Humanity because they have a little boutique in there, and some purses and some scarves and things.
The third thing on the list here, first is changes, then is money, and then the third one is time. Moving takes so much time.
Oh,
Whether
boy.
you're moving out of state, which we are, to the other side of the world, or just down the block, it takes time to get yourself and your possessions settled into your new place.
Yeah, well, and not only, packing, I'm thinking, well, we already have half the house packed because we were staging.
That's
so
right.
that we got a half a garage full of stuff already. I've already boxed up all the stuff out of the china cabinet and this, that, and the other. So I'm thinking, this is really, there's very little left to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then
There's a lot to do.
I open my closets. And it takes it always takes longer than you think it will.
Yeah, and it says right here, this is not a restful time. When you're moving, you can expect to be driving a truck, carrying heavy loads, or unpacking your things. We'll be doing some of those things. Having to put your life on hold while you get your move sorted out can also be stressful. So the nice thing for us, and here this shows a nice picture of somebody under stress.
But the symptoms of stress.
Yes. Well, first of all, for us, it's going to be less stressful now because we know we have the home, we know when we're moving in, and we're going to be on vacation for 2 months in an area of the country. 2 weeks. Excuse me.
No, but that's the point. A huge part of the stress was having no idea where we were going to be and when.
Yeah.
And that was a huge part of the anxiety that we were both feeling.
Yeah, and when we saw that house, I mean, the stress kind of left, and not completely, because that's always sometimes, we didn't know if we could get the house, but everything
we were
worked
moving
out
along at least.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the
recognizing the
symptoms of stress. Difficulty when you try to relax, feeling like you need to avoid other people.
Yeah. One of the things, too, that small amounts of stress can be helpful because stress helps us buckle down, meet deadlines, and things like that. But when you got emotional symptoms of stress, this is
we get too much stress. No, but we're not intended to be at that level day after day after day. It's that fight or flight thing. So you get that stress, you deal with it, you move on.
And it kind of feels like you can't get your air. And this is what happened to me was during this time of traveling to Durango and back, I didn't do my breathing exercises at all. I just couldn't do them. I just couldn't get myself to do them. It was just like there was
didn't
not
feel right.
Yeah, it just didn't feel right. And then once we got the house and we signed the papers to do the contract. I went you were on the telephone, and I went laid on the bed and did my first round of Wim Hof breathing exercises.
And the symptoms of stress, you're overwhelmed by all the things coming at you. Yeah. Quick to anger or annoyance. Feelings of worthlessness or depression. Yeah.
There's also some physical symptoms, like you have aches and pains throughout your body, which you normally don't have. You might have some chest pain. You may have headaches or insomnia.
One night during the ride down, I think it was that we both, I don't remember which place it was, but we both woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning with our minds racing. It was low energy. We definitely had a problem with low energy.
Yeah, more prone to sickness or infection.
And then tremors caused by stress. And, we didn't... we had a little bit of that, but because of our lifestyle and what we eat and all, it
was pretty good. And the food over there is really good, too. We have our favorite breakfast place that we went to, the Lone Spur
Cafe.
Which was really, and the eggs there are amazing, and so is the bacon and the stuff.
Yeah, it's delicious food.
Yeah, and we found some nice, there's a microbrewery there.
Of course. There are more microbreweries in Colorado than there are people. That's what my observation.
One of the reasons I love to go there. Yeah. Okay, we'll be right back, folks. Stick around.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Well, we've been talking about moving and how much stress is involved and the different kinds of stress. So we covered emotional stress, we covered physical stress. Now we're talking about cognitive symptoms of distress. And boy, did we experience this. I mean, just not being able to put our minds together to maybe not taking an exit or something that we should have taken, or just things were going on. So they talk about difficulty focusing on one thing as your thoughts are rushing around, disorganization and forgetfulness, excessive pessimism, making it hard to see the positives, where with you going, honey, you can think about that, or we can think about something else that's more positive. Yeah. Impaired judgment that makes it harder to make good decisions. Things like having my key to the room in my hand, putting stuff into the refrigerator and dropping the key into the refrigerator and then looking all over for the key, you know.
Right, we had moments like that for sure.
Yeah, we did.
There's also behavioral symptoms. When stress affects every part of your body and mind, it's no wonder that excessive stress can start to manifest in your behavior. And you may notice these things: avoiding your duties or responsibilities.
Changes in your eating habits, too much or too little.
Yeah, or using alcohol or drugs more often than you normally would do.
And it was funny because I didn't have anything, no wine at all, until we signed that contract. And then I felt like I could relax a little bit with a nice glass of wine.
Yeah.
And I did that. And, you know, we don't drink on the road or whatever, but...
No.
So how to manage the stress? You know, the first thing, of course, is the right attitude, and then it's just a matter of turning your thoughts around and looking for the good things and understanding the timeline.
And that's kind of how we talk to each other. We just say, you know, we know this is a process. I've already said we're going to find the house when we find it, and we'll be able to move in when we
wanted to close on June 1st.
Yeah, so we had a lot of these things work around our affirmations that we used. Well, these last few years, we said we want to move out there and it'll go smooth, and so we tell ourselves these things. The same kind of thing I used in competition of how my fight is going to go. And every time I did this more than not, I happened to win.
And when they say, do your research.
Yeah. The other thing is do your research, of course, and we did that.
Yeah, well, just understanding a little bit of it. We looked around and we're thinking, oh, there's the Apple store.
Yeah, things like that. But also, we had these apps like Zillow and Retail X or whatever it was.
Realtor.com.
Realtor.com. And just doing searches and looking at what types of homes we were interested in and what area we wanted to. It happened that we never really looked at Durango West. We were looking mostly east of Durango. And Durango West is gorgeous. It's 1,000 feet above Durango. In the, I would say, north-northwest or west-northwest area.
Yeah, well, they're
Durango,
talking
about 8 miles out of town.
See where the grocery stores are, see where the restaurants are, see where whatever you are going to need. Start to get a feel for the area, and then make a checklist. And boy, my checklist is like 12 pieces of paper and sticky notes all over the top of my dresser, at this point. I'm going to consolidate it into my notebook, but as we were driving, we were thinking, okay, wait, we have to do this, so I wrote it down. It's just, there's so much going on, making sure you have enough boxes, making any down payments or security deposits, so we have to get information on what the electric company is.
Right,
and
so we're shutting down the electric here, not only in our house, but also my business, transferring that over. There's a lot to do, so you really have to have that list, and Ellen's always good at lists, so I
love lists, because then you can cross things off, and you have a tangible evidence that you actually did something.
Yeah.
I love it.
So after getting enough boxes, making any down payments, make a travel plan. Of course, we've made many travel plans. We've been out there, and we're going out there again, and each trip is a 3-day trip, pretty much.
2.5. It is. And
we tend to, the first, when we went out there, we traveled all the way. We left like 5 in the morning or so, and we went all the way to the other side of Dallas-Fort Worth, which is like 1,200 miles that first day. We really booked. It was about 9 o'clock at night by the time we got in there. The advantage, too, we had the extra...
We're closer to the other side.
Well, we were also time changes.
Oh, time change,
So there were extra hours there.
Yeah, let's continue on with this, discussing managing and decluttering. I mean, that's what took me so long yesterday. I did about 1.5 closets, just pulling out the things I haven't worn in 10, 20 years. I like this. It sits in my closet. So I cleaned out a bunch of stuff and put out probably so far about 8 bags of clothes to give to shelters and so on. But decluttering is important.
Yeah, it's number 5 here is start early. And what I plan to do, and what we've talked about a little bit, is to have a certain amount of time each day that we spend on this so we don't overwhelm ourselves.
Right.
And I'm figuring that 2 or 3 hours a day is plenty.
Yeah, and plus, I just packed all the sweaters that I was going to take with me. So now I have to open the box again and find a few sweaters for the road, because till the delivery comes, it'll be, I have to make do with what I'm carrying and then get help. In this case, we did professional movers. Some people can get some friends together to help you move. And then say goodbye. That's really important. A lot of people have trouble with saying goodbye and closing of the relationships. Just in this day and age, you don't have to say goodbye to anybody. If you want to be in touch with that person, it's very easy to be in touch.
True enough.
We got FaceTime, you got Zoom, you got phones, and there's no long distance charges, and there's email, and there's just lots of ways to stay in touch if you want to do that.
And it's still always difficult. I have some really dear friends here, and hopefully they'll come out to visit us, and we'll certainly be back here now and then to do that too.
You and I both moved quite a bit as children.
Yes, we've been through the process many times.
And I say, so that meant that I didn't have really wonderful friends with whom I grew up, and they were lifelong friends. Every time you turned around, we were moving. So it was.
In fact, this last house is the longest I've stayed.
We ever stayed any place, right? Right. So, did you feel stress when you had to move again as a child?
I didn't notice as much. My dad always told me, it's a way to start over. It's a way to meet new people, and this is what we're doing. So,
Yeah, and you're a kid doing whatever your parents say you do.
Yeah, exactly.
So. No, I didn't have a lot of stress, but and I to this day, think it made me much more easily deal with change, and just gave me the tools I needed to do that.
And I had moved one time before, but I didn't have what I have now when I moved from Florida to L.A. And I had a truck. I just filled the truck up and drove the truck, left it there, and moved in. We have much more stuff now.
Well, we have a whole house full of things. I mean, we don't have as much furniture as a lot of people do, but we still have a house full of things, between the boxes.
The other thing on here is how to help your child cope with moving anxiety. Well, we don't have any children, so we don't have to worry about
just
that.
For the world, break the news gently, make them part of the process. That's really important, and we can just finish that up after the break.
Yeah. Stick around, folks. We got a little more.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
So we're talking about how to cope with the moving. And
for children.
Yeah, children.
And anybody else that is maybe...
Well, they mention here moving with a disability.
But the point, the key is, number one, start ahead of time. Give them plenty of time to process the idea of moving, and that would apply to children as well as if you are making a change for an elderly person or someone who needs some help or has disabilities.
Yeah, and also at the end of this article, there's some moving resources for seniors and people with disabilities, and there's a whole list of them, like the National Association of Senior Moving Managers and Association of University Centers on Disabilities and Administration for Community Living, and ADAPT, which is a nonprofit organization focusing on providing affordable, accessible housing to people with disabilities. So a lot involved in this. For us, it's a happy time.
Yeah, let me finish about the children for a minute. You want to make sure they have a lot of time to say goodbye, because that's important for children to have that closure.
I think for us it is too.
And for anybody, have plenty of time. Make time to say goodbye. So people want to have lunch, and I'm thinking, I don't know, I only have 2 weeks, but I'm definitely going to make time.
Yeah, we have 2.5 weeks left, and we're going to see some friends and definitely reconnect with some people we haven't seen for a while before we leave.
It's just been a process, and I kept reminding myself that we would get everything done, and that it would happen, and then we'll get moved. And it's a finite event.
Yeah, so and I think those things are important. Those affirmations that you set yourself up for success. So when it does happen, you can say, "Oh, yeah, it does work." And I've used it. It's something I got from my dad. I know it's something you've always had too.
No, I had to learn it.
Did you?
Yes, because in my house, the glass was half empty.
Oh. So mine was always the glass was overflowing with optimism.
Yeah.
Even though the glass was empty many times. But that's part of it. And setting yourself up for success is having those affirmations, saying to yourself, things will go right, having little signs in there, like when we walked up to the door to Michael's Way, having Michael in there, because he was the guy that introduced us, having the 3 numbers, which are our magic numbers, and the 3 is angel number 111, which is a beautiful angel number too.
Yeah, look that
That's it today, folks.
Yeah.
See you next week, and we'll talk about what goes on in the future for that. We'll be right back.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today.